Hello, Legal Shield family. This is your servant CEO, Jeff Bell. It's time to spend 5 minutes strong. I want to talk today about the concept of what they should teach us in school versus what they do. This is a two-part series. I'm going to do 8 things that I think we all should have learned in school this week, and then I'm going to do 8 more next week. So let's start right away with rule number 1. It's the 80-20 rule. I wish you'd learn this in school, right? The 80-20 rule says that 80% of the value in life, whether it's a money-making activity, whether it is a relationship activity, that goodness, that 80% of value comes from only 20% of your time and effort. This is really, what it says is that you're wasting a lot of time, right? That's the natural conclusion of this. And, what you really want to do is spend more time and more energy on those things that bring value, happiness, success, and fulfillment. And really, you have to keep track of it. What things are money-making activities? It's the 10 core commitments, right? Don't make that the exception. I'm going to try and get to it. Make that your rule. Number 2, Parkinson's law. Basically, the lesson here is that you can do more faster. Parkinson's law says that any given task, it will fill the amount of time that you've allocated for it. Let's say, for instance, that you set the objective that you're going to take a week to practice presenting your why to somebody else, to inspire them, to motivate them, to also just share a little bit about yourself. Well, Parkinson's law says that, in fact, if you give yourself a week, it will take a week. And in fact, as the week goes on, it will become more and more, in your head and not really in your heart. And you'll be, worried more and more about it. More and more stress will come. So what happens here is that, you don't want to set too long a time. You want to try and be more disciplined and put less time against each task. Break it down. Otherwise it just kind of is like a vacuum and it fills itself up. It's a little bit like the 80-20 rule. Again, it gets related to that. I think you're going to end up with better results because you don't overcomplicate things. You don't over-polish things. You can get things done faster and you can improve your ability to focus, gives you more free time and basically more happiness. Number 3, batching. Boring or routine tasks create procrastination. Things that we don't like to do, we're not going to do them. And so they also give you a little bit of a low-level anxiety because it's kind of hanging over your head. And one good way to get things done quickly is to batch them together. This means that, you do them all in a row. You'll be able to do them quicker because there's less time to think about it or worry about it or prepare for it. So, for example, clean your desk, answer your emails, do the dishes, make 3 calls, write a grocery shopping list for tomorrow. Just line them up and go get them done. Number 4. First, give value, then get value, not the other way around. Many times we think that someone should give us something, in order for us to give it back to them. The problem is that everybody's waiting for everybody else to make the first move and to give the value. So I challenge you to go the other way. If you really do want to receive more money, more love, more kindness, more opportunities, then you have to increase the amount that you give to others. Don't wait to receive. Give to receive. Reap and you will sow. Because, over time, I can tell you that you pretty much always get what you give. It would be nice to get something for nothing, but quite frankly, that just seldom happens. Number 5, be proactive, not reactive. If everybody is reactive, then very little gets done. You could sit around and wait and hope for something to make a change in your life, but that's not how it works. If you want to be a change, then you've got to be the change. You've got to be proactive. You've got to be able to understand that you need to take the initiative. Don't wait for others. Number 6, mistakes and failures are good. I've said in the past that failure is part of the process for success. Think about when we were kids. We would try things all the time, and guess what? We'd fail, but we'd learn from the failures. But as we get older, especially as we go to school, what do they teach us? Don't make mistakes, right? And so we keep trying them less and less. And that's tragic, What's the worst thing that can happen if you try something and fail? What do you think? People will judge you? Trust me, they already judge you, okay? And quite frankly, or they don't really care the way you think that they do. They've got their own problems and issues. Success in life often comes from, not giving up despite mistakes and failure. It comes from being persistent. I'm asking you to reconnect with your 5-year-old, okay? And start trying new things for fun. Number 7, don't beat yourself up, right? Why do people give up after just a few mistakes or failures? Well, it's because we're too hard on ourselves, and that's pointless, okay? It is a pointless habit. It only creates additional and unnecessary pain inside you and wastes your precious time. And 8th and last for today, assume rapport. I wish they'd teach us this in school rather than all the other stuff that we get. Meeting new people is fun, okay? It can also make people nervous, all right? We always want to make a good first impression. We've talked about first impressions. And so we get stuck, though, and we're anxious because we're worried that it will be an awkward conversation. The best way to overcome that nervousness, that potential awkwardness, is just to assume rapport. What that means is that you simply pretend that you're meeting one of your very best friends, someone that you truly love and that you know cares and loves you. Then when you start the interaction, you're in a frame of mind that is not one of being nervous or uncomfortable, but one of being relaxed and truly yourself. I think you should try it because it works surprisingly well. That's 5 Minutes Strong. My name is Jeff Bell, and I am just getting started. And we are Legal Shield, and the best is truly yet to come.